I think Lenovo may have just made the ultimate gaming laptop in 2024, and it's only March. A laptop that's just barely thicker than a MacBook, yet somehow manages to squeeze not only an i9-14900HX, an RTX 4090 laptop GPU, and 64 gigs of RAM, but the whole damn thing is liquid cooled. Yeah, liquid cooled, like with a pump and water. And I know some of you are probably thinking, it's just vapor chamber. We've seen those before, what's the big deal? But no, this is legitimately the first gaming laptop with an onboard liquid cooling pump. Why? Well, how else do you keep a machine like this from actual liftoff while serving democracy at over 60 FPS at max settings on a laptop? This is the Lenovo Legion 9i Gen 9. Now, before we dive into this, a couple things to mention. First and foremost, Lenovo was kind enough to send me this laptop, but no money changed hands, and Lenovo did not get to view this video before it was uploaded. They also didn't provide any input on how or what I made this video about. That being said, this video is not a review. This is simply my first impressions after using it for about a day or two. Expect to see exclusive content throughout the rest of this week on YouTube Shorts and TikTok as I spend more time with the Legion 9i leading up to the full review. The final thing I want to mention is that this is an engineering sample. At the time of writing this, the 9i Gen 9 is not yet available, so Lenovo has sent me what they consider a gold standard sample that is very close to the final product. That being said, there may be some quirks you'll notice throughout the next week or two, but keep in mind, this unit does not perfectly reflect the final retail product. Okay, enough legal hoopla. Let's talk about the laptop. First of all, hello? Forged carbon on a gaming laptop? Or just any laptop for that matter. It's funny actually, because I feel like carbon fiber used to be so popular for things that go fast, but after a while, the classic carbon fiber weave we got used to seeing became kind of tacky. That, and there was just tons of fake carbon fiber weave out there, and eventually I think brands moved away from it altogether. Until now. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is the first gaming laptop to feature forged carbon in the design, and my God, is it gorgeous. It may sound silly, and it probably is, but it's things like that that make the 9i stand out. Does it make the laptop have better thermals? Probably not. Does it make it that much lighter? Probably not. But does it look and feel incredible? Yes, and for a laptop like this, I think materials are everything because no one wants a $4,600 laptop made of shiny plastic. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that the configuration of my unit is astronomically expensive. Granted, it's the top spec, but $4,600 is just silly expensive for a laptop, even if it does have a unique forged carbon lid and a custom-made liquid cooler designed by Cooler Master. Right from the get-go though, the Legion 9i comes in a sleek black box that, might I add, is very classy and not overly gamer. The laptop itself comes in this nice soft pouch with little to nothing else in the box. Mine didn't even come with a quick start guide or the fancy replaceable keycaps. But nonetheless, I really like that the packaging for the 9i was simple yet elegant and classy. In the box, you also get 2 power adapters. Yes, 2. One that's a 330 watt gallium nitride charger that'll charge for the 9i from 0 to 100 in just under an hour and a half, with a brick that's quite frankly not that big. The other is a 140 watt USB-C charger that you can use instead if you don't want to lug around the much larger charger. A nice touch given the price and given this is likely your only computer. My only complaint is that Lenovo sent me UK power adapters instead of US, but thankfully I managed to source some compatible cables around the studio, so no big deal. From there, it's pretty standard Windows laptop stuff. The 9i booted up as soon as I plugged it in, and within 30 to 40 minutes, I was all set up and managed to even download a couple games. Besides it coming preloaded with McAfee, the 9i comes preloaded with only a few Windows Essentials and a few of Lenovo's own apps like Lenovo Vantage. And I gotta be honest, my experience with Vantage was pretty solid, much better than my experience with Legion Space. I was able to launch it and perform updates without any issue, and even had no trouble adjusting the RGB lights, which, might I add, is tastefully done in my opinion, despite my unit having a couple of the lights not working correctly, but that is because it's a sample, so don't worry about that. I did at first think my Legion LED and my I/O LEDs were non-functioning as well, but I later realized they can be quickly enabled via some hotkeys, which I think Lenovo did a great job implementing straight out of the box. I'm not a huge hotkey kind of guy, but I love that when I hit the function key, the keyboard lights up to show me some pre-configured hotkeys. Q for switching performance modes, R for switching refresh rates, U for the rear I/O LEDs, which, might I add, are amazing, thank you Lenovo, and L, which enables or disables the Legion LED on the lid. A subtle but nice touch, given not everyone will want to have a big Legion logo on the front of their laptop. But not me. I love it, and I made it orange to match because it's kind of my thing. Speaking of hotkeys and keyboards, the keyboard on this thing is probably the best I've used on a laptop, period. Now, to be fair, this is technically only the second laptop I've ever used on the channel and the only gaming laptop I've ever used on the channel, so do with that information what you will, but to be honest, I think this might give the MacBook a run for its money. To be fair, I've only been using it for a few days, and while the travel and the feedback are definitely better than the MacBook, I really wish there was more palm rest space, especially for my left hand. After typing emails, messages, and even this script, I felt my left palm getting a bit sore. And well, the keyboard is damn near in the center of the deck to begin with. This is to make space up top for the two intake fans and the power button, which has a fingerprint sensor and lights up to tell you what performance mode you're in. Below the keyboard is a hilariously smushed trackpad that I already can tell you is not going to be my favorite, and probably not yours. It works well enough, but it's incredibly short and has a pretty aggressive click fall-off point that sometimes makes it hard to click at all. But this is a gaming laptop, so I won't be quick to judge. But honestly, I could care less because I was absolutely blown away by this display. It's a 16-inch mini LED display coming in at 3200 by 2000, giving you a 16 by 10 aspect ratio and an eye-watering 1200 nit peak brightness in a laptop. If you guys remember my review of the Samsung G8 Neo a while back, just imagine that, but in a laptop. It's freaking awesome. It has a 165Hz refresh rate, G-Sync, and has 100% coverage of the P3 color space, making it actually suitable for doing video editing or photo work. Sadly, I won't be doing any of that nonsense because I'll be too busy annihilating bugs thanks to the i9-14900HX processor and RTX 4090. This thing absolutely crushes games like Helldivers 2 at max settings, even at native resolution. I haven't had a chance to run anything with ray tracing yet, like Alan Wake 2, but man, this 4090 absolutely screams. Not to mention that it can boost to 150 watts under full load and an additional 25 watts once the liquid cooler kicks on. Granted, it only kicks on when the GPU gets above a certain temperature, but knowing you have 175 watts of dedicated power at your fingertips means you'll struggle to find anything the 9i can't chew through. I plan to test a ton more games over the next few days, so stay tuned to see how well it performed. That being said, I was really impressed with the out-of-box performance. And what's cool is you don't have to be a crazy PC performance enthusiast to get the most out of the 9i. Right from the start, the laptop is set to balance mode, which does a great job switching between the 4090 and the integrated graphics chip to optimize battery performance, noise, and heat. What's better is that within the Vantage app, you can easily enable Lenovo's AI LA2 chip to automatically tune your system dynamically based on what you're doing. This is sort of a new thing that we started seeing. And if you watched my CES coverage, you probably saw me talk about AI quite a fair bit on all the different laptops. This allows you to get a good performance boost without having to tinker with GPU clock settings. But the best part is, Lenovo does let you mess with some light GPU overclock settings if you want to. This gives you the freedom to tune your system the way you want, or sit back and let AI do all the work for you, because that's what everyone's doing now, right? Right. This is an area I want to touch on more in the full review, but right off the bat, the 9i makes it easy to get all the performance without having to be a PC enthusiast. It's an approachable and accessible high-performance machine that anyone can use, and I like that about it. Now, I obviously didn't really get a chance to test battery performance, but I do like how Lenovo's Vantage software has some well thought out battery optimization tools to help you protect and better utilize your battery, and because of that, I could really see someone using something like this 9i as their daily driver. It's slim, relatively lightweight, comes with the smaller charger, and isn't too big to put inside a normal backpack. All things you'd want from an otherwise solid Ultrabook that just so happens to have a liquid-cooled RTX 4090 inside. But I want to know what you think. Leave a comment below with any questions you have, or just tell me if you think Lenovo actually has something special here. I plan to switch to the 9i as my main gaming system for the next few weeks, traveling and playing on it to see if this forged carbon beauty can justify its not so beautiful price tag. But that's gonna be it for this one. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button, and as always, make sure to subscribe to see more content like this. Make sure to follow me on X, TikTok, and Instagram at xxiv_concept, because I plan to post a ton of videos throughout the week about my experience with the 9i. And with that, I will see you in the next one. Peace. Whoa! It's nice.